the place that I love is my living room and my dining room. I love my downstairs. Right now, though, this is the area that I want to work on in my house. The previous owners painted everything in the house like the brightest, like kind of a greeny yellow that you could find, and it doesn't, like, it looks okay at this time of day, which is in the mid-afternoon, but in the evenings it gets so dark and so green. And if I have friends over and I take pictures, it messes up the white balance on your camera, so the pictures all look weird in here, and it gets really dark at night. So I'm really looking forward to painting this out. But this is, you can see a little bit of it here. I'll just move my chair. So that is my living room, and you can see that window right in there that you can't really see all that well. Look, I could be a weatherman. That's actually original poured glass. So if you get up to it and you look at it, it's all warped, and there you can see like the dimple where they stopped pouring the window. So everything outside of it looks slightly foggy and kind of far away, and I fell in love with it as soon as I saw it, even though the house is tiny. The other part of my house that I really love is my piano window. So you can see that right in here. So we have a big credenza. I'll do the Vanna White thing. We have a big credenza here, but you have the original windows with like the leaded glass, which is just so gorgeous. And then there's little windows in here and in here that catch the light. So it traps a lot of the light and like just shoots it into the house, which I really love. I talk about my hobbies a lot on my blog, so they're pretty obvious. I'm really into photography. I'm really into cooking. I love cooking and baking. And I'm really into crafting and knitting and making things and designing things. So outside of that, my hobbies, probably my biggest one, is reading. So I'll show you a couple of my favorite books. This one is The Cider House Rules by John Irving. I really adore this. It's a thick one. It's my favorite though. It's just so detailed. I love John Irving's work. It's so detailed oriented and just very specific. I really enjoy it. Book number 2 is The Ice Storm by Rick Moody, which is absolutely gorgeous. It's about a huge ice storm that hit the East Coast in the 1970s, and it's really claustrophobic and detailed and very character heavy and character driven, and I love it. It's really gorgeous. For doing something creative, I actually made something for you guys that I haven't done before, which it was kind of fun for me, but I can't show you because it would be like a giant time-lapse video, and I don't think any of us have the patience for that, seeing as how I'm like speed vlogging, like speed dating. So what I did was I took felted wool, little squares here, and I cut them to size, and I cut them into shapes, and then I stacked them and spun them and gave them structure with all kinds of different methods. Mostly I added stitches, and I've been trying to work on my hand sewing so that my work is a lot more detailed and smaller, and is close to not being visible. So I've been working really hard on this, and I'm really excited to show it. It's going to be in my Etsy shop when I do put my Etsy shop up next month. So it's a little flower brooch. It makes me really happy. This is also felted wool, so I made, and you can see the back here. And I'm so excited about this. You can't see any of my work at all, and I like that. That giant thick thread is what I used for all of it, and you can't see any of it. And it's completely like, you can't tear it apart if you try, and it's really stable, and it's really, whoops, it's big and giant, and it makes me happy. I really love making things. I've had this in my head for a few weeks, and it's been driving me crazy that I haven't had enough time to sit down and figure out the design and make it. And it's kind of my new favorite thing. So that's my something creative.